Welcome back, guys, to Triangle Strategy, where last episode, with the two betrothed greeting each other for the first time in the harbour battle's aftermath, we returned to House Wolffort, while elsewhere, the region's capital, delegations started to arrive at Whiteholm Castle, home of Glenbrook's royal family, for a grand ceremony to commemorate a new alliance between the free nations of Norzelia. With Frederica being introduced to the members of House Wolffort, the two betrothed met with Serenoa's father, Lord Simon, who told of his plan to abdicate the position of lord to his son the following day, as Chapter 1 came to an end.
30 years after the Saltiron raged across Norzelia, a vein of precious minerals was unearthed in the Kingdom of Glenbrook. From east to west, joy swept the land. United at last in common cause, the Kingdom of Glenbrook, the Grand Duchy of Aesfrost, and the Holy State of Hyzante endeavored to wrest this bounty from the earth, with each nation providing expertise and resources. This uneasy alliance between once bitter enemies will herald a new era of tranquility in this long embattled realm. One after another, dignitaries from each nation arrive in Glenbrook to solidify this accord and toast to its success, the first step on the road to peace. Among those who would forge this road is Serenoa Wolffort. Inheriting the title of Lord Wolffort from his father Simon, he must decide what foundation he would lay for this new era.
So begins Chapter 2, To Arms, Brave Warriors. That doesn't sound good.
Welcome to Castle Wolffort, Minister Lila. Allow me to express my gratitude to the Holy State. Were it not for your nation's generous efforts, this venture would never have come to fruition.
You are too kind, Lord Simon. You too have served an invaluable role in this. Though I must admit, the news of the union between your son and Lady Frederica came as quite the surprise. None in Hyzante considered that a bannerman of Glenbrook would join with the ruling family of Aesfrost. I hear that Lady Frederica is the Archduke's half-sister. I must ask, how did this arrangement come to be?
Your curiosity is only natural. This union was promised during the war, an arrangement made with the previous Archduke. Truth be told, I am surprised one as well informed as yourself did not already know.
And this is your son, as I recall.
Serenoa Wolffort, at your service, Minister.
And I am Frederica Aesfrost.
My son still has much to learn, but I believe this marriage will herald a bright future for us all. For today, I intend to step down and leave House Wolffort in Serenoa's capable hands.
You're abdicating your position? Surprising news comes in pairs, I see. Nonetheless, I am happy for you both. I imagine the lords and ladies at tonight's banquet will take great interest in the new Lord Wolffort, as will I.
Pray, go easy on the boy, my lady.
I hear that young Lord Dragan of Aesfrost shall also be in attendance.
Indeed, he has been appointed to oversee operations at the Grand Norzelian Mines. I understand his star in Aesfrost has seen a meteoric rise.
Good. I would like to hear more of this new explosive substance he means to use to blast the tunnels. As a fellow scholar of sorts, if in a different field, I am always curious to learn how great discoveries are made.
He should have arrived by now. Has anyone seen him?
Dragan's gone to see the city. He was halfway there before the gangplank landed on the docks.
Ah, he is your cousin, yes. I see we share an innate curiosity for new places.
The banquet will begin soon. I shall seek him out and escort him there.
Very good. Though I will host tonight's festivities, I want you to act as if you're already Lord of the House. Our guests are the most esteemed personages of their respective nations. Take care not to cause offense.
Of course, Father.
Lord Dragon could be anywhere. I suppose it's as good an opportunity as any to speak with the common folk. Yes, it is indeed. So, not everything in the game is voiced then, and it has been brought up many times about the profile button that's been available to look at, but I have not used it as of yet on the basis of I don't want to disrupt the flow of talking, basically, the voice acting, the conversation that's taking place. I'm trying to listen enwrapped. Indeed. So, like I don't interject personally myself in between sentences, because I'm listening too. So let's find out what the profile button is, shall I? The only son of Simon, a legendary warrior and head of House Wolffort. So we can just look at little cards by the look of it. Not super important, but a little bit. The flow of the game comprises multiple phases. In addition to story scenes and battles, there will also be an exploration phase. In this phase, you may move freely about areas to gather information from the people around you, obtain items, review mechanisms, and terrain features that may serve you in battle, and more. L stick is run and walk. Hold B or R to dash as well. Directional buttons are up. Stick is run and walk. Directional buttons are run? What? Why? Should there be a tilt? More like small tilt. Oh, I'm confused. During the exploration phase to continue the story, press the plus button. Of course, we will take our time to explore. Does make you wonder how long to our next battle in certain respects. But I think this game, obviously with the voice acting it's throwing us and the amount of story there is, values its story highly. It's trying to tell us a story. Meanwhile, I would talk to you, but there's a bucket. It's been shining me. HP recovery pellet. I sense you may have some questions regarding this joint mining venture. Allow me to enlighten you. See, this is the other reason I didn't use Prime for not wanting to interrupt is the main thing, but I was hoping there might come a time where it's more appropriate for me to use it. Benedict Pascal, the steward of House Wolffort since the Salt... See, if he didn't say Saltiron at the start, I would literally pronounce that as Saltiron. Don't ask me why. It's two words together, it sounds cooler. Salt Iron War. He is the absolute trust of his liege and has overcome countless difficulties with his intelligence and level-headed judgment. Combining the expertise and manpower of Norzelia's 3 nations, this mine will unearth the newly discovered vein of iron. We hope this will prove beneficial for all parties, providing wealth and prosperity in equal measure. It is said Lord Dragon's knowledge of ironworking is peerless. I could think of none more suited to oversee the mine's development. Got to develop a mine too. I've been tasked with attending you at the ceremony tomorrow, my lord. May it be a joyous occasion for all. Ah yes, you're the wedding of political pawns. I'm eager to hear your speech and even more eager to see you triumph for the tourney. Yeah, we're starting with a tournament arc by the sound of it. Tournament arc! I had to tell Prince Roland is shirking his duties at the castle once again. Thank heavens that shiftless child isn't in line for the crowd. He seems probably pretty well tuned into things, I have to say, from a first impression. Those kind of characterizations usually are. Anything I can steal from your house? Oh, subject of mine. I mean, no, taxation. Yeah, that's the one. Doing a lot of taxes lately. Ah, taxation. Added Marvels of Norzelia Volume 8 to notes. Wait, I have to read them in the notes? You'll find notes as the game progresses. These notes have no direct effect on the story, but they will help you better understand Norzelia and its history. View the notes you've collected anytime by selecting War Chronicle Notes from the main menu. Books to read too. Would you like some lore with your lore? Up the Norzelia River and past a handful of craggy mountains lies the Aesfrosti capital, despite the blizzards off-swirling about it. The city itself is orderly and well-maintained, and the people who dwell there spirited and undaunted. By working together, they had managed to thrive in one of the most inhospitable places in the realm. This is fortitude that has allowed Aesfrost to grow into a nation to be reckoned with. Aesfrost's ironstone was carved out of a rocky mountainside, which is unusual, but fitting for a land with countless iron mines within its borders. It functions as both a castle and an iron factory. My goodness, that face embedded in the thing there. Skilled artisans in the Grand Duchy are brought to the castle where they mass-produce ironworks and engage in technological research. Thanks to an enormous forge as large and as hot as the mouth of a volcano within the castle, they are able to create huge quantities of ironware and weapons on a daily basis for Aesfrost's pride and joy, the Black Irons. Upon the castle's ramparts is arguably the crowning achievement of Aesfrosti ironworking. A gigantic bell, that's not the bell, is it? Larger than the largest dragon. I cannot even begin to fathom how they manage to create such a beast each day. The bell tolls the time for the people of the capital. It is so loud it can be heard all throughout the mountains and has even been known to trigger avalanches on distant slopes. As soon as they said it can be heard all throughout the mountains, I was like, oh, avalanche. Avalanche warning. Greetings, my lord. My friends and I are playing hide and seek. Can I play? I have the time. I love the first one you found was volley, mate. Never can get anything in order, you know that, right? See the peace we enjoy now. One would never think that but 30 years ago our realm was engulfed in war. The Salt Iron War seems naught but a far-off nightmare now. At least I haven't called it Saltiron, right? But, and here's the problem. I'm not going to remember many people's names, except for maybe Exham. By your request, Benedict and I shall take part in the tourney. Ah, okay, you're part of it too, are you? The spy, Anna Pascal. An expert spy in Benedict's right hand. She was taken in by Wolffort after losing her parents and swears to do everything in her power to repay that debt. May we bring victory to House Wolffort. May we bring victory indeed. Glad that there's HP recovery pellets all over the place. No more sparklies in here. Can I go in this side? Nope. What's going on over here then, you two? It's just like him to gallivant off with nary a word of farewell. Who? Lady of Aesfrost, Frederica Aesfrost, the eldest daughter of the Aesfrost family and Sereno's betrothed. She is the daughter of the former Archduke and a Rosellan woman, a concubine, and half-sister to Gustadolf. I wonder how much shade is going to be thrown her way for various things in this game. We're not going to like it. Still, I suppose there's a chance to become acquainted with my future home. How would you describe your town, Serenoa? Oh. To know a town, you must take time to relish her company. That's what Eridor told me in perhaps more colourful words. It is the port at the centre of commerce, a town built on taxes but not at the expense of fair trade. And Wolffort is necessarily behind the castle walls, so it's a town at peace and sets an example for the rest of the kingdom. I like what Eridor told me. I haven't known Eridor for long, but those words are undeniably his. Perhaps I ought to take a page out of his book, as I've done regrettably little relishing since I arrived. You needn't push yourself, Frederica. Time is something we do not lack. Once matters have settled, I will give you a tour of Wolffort myself. Thank you, Serenoa. I very much look forward to that. You have given me much to consider. I believe I shall enjoy here. I look forward to the day I can truly call it home. There is no rest for a young lordling. All eyes will be upon you in the coming days. Says Yila Abris. Frederica's attendant and tutor in the arcane arts. She once studied the Ministry of Medicine in Hyzante, but the allure of the Aesfrosti archives compelled her to move to the duchy. Interesting indeed. I take it that little fang is actually the button. I had a duffel coat with fang buttons on it when I was a little 5-year-old. Frederica and I shall make every effort to learn the lay of the land so that we might share the weight of your duties. My husband works from dawn till dusk at the port lifting crates and who knows what else. It's honest work though, and the backbone of our livelihoods besides. We're playing hide and seek till dark comes home. I need to find a place to hide and quick. Take care not to hurt yourself. Your father wouldn't want anything bad, haven't you? One of my favourite games. Barrels were always my favourite places to hide. Because he's a clever mind to hide. Perhaps you could use that cleverness to help your father when you're older. Like I say, the bottom one. That's always saying he can't wait to show me the ropes. I'm certain he'll be happy to, and I'm certain you'll be happy to learn. If it makes Dar happy, then I'll learn whatever I need to. We're already shaping our choices, but we have no clue how this might affect things to come. I must make ready for the wedding ceremony. What gift would best suit the union of you and Lady Frederica? It's an impossible choice. Perhaps an audience with Lord Simon will spark inspiration. You do that, sir. He does not have a profile, however, poor Wolffort merchant. Dragan has a profile. This town is prosperous, and its people have faith in their lord. An impressive achievement by my experience. The overseer of the Grand Norzelian Mines. Oh, his profile does not make him look like a good guy, weirdly. I'm doing the same thing as we did at the start of the game, though. He was randomly slashing, and that guy looks like a bandit slash. After his father Svarov was all but relegated to life on the Aesfrosti Outlands, he dedicated himself to his studies at the archives in hopes of restoring his family's honor. He's a young genius who discovered how to make explosives. Maybe he just looks aloof. Maybe that's what it's trying to convey. You're too kind, Lord Dragan. Ah, my apologies, but you are? The apology should be mine. I'm Serenoa Wolffort. I've come to remind you to return to the castle before the banquet begins. Certain parties were quite insistent. Of course, I appreciate the consideration. I would like to explore the town a while longer, but rest assured I shall be punctual in my arrival. A lot of folk have come to town for the ceremony. I even saw a man earlier wandering about in wide-eyed wonder. Indeed. Well, I gotta also thank guys for summing up during this, because most of the time it was during cutscenes. Very much Owlclaw for gifting out a few subs as well. Matt, yeah, gifting subs too. Thank you very much. I can scarce remember the last time Glenbrook was host to such a marvellous tourney. Who among the nations will win glory? Which will be known as the fiercest in all Norzelia? I mean to be there when history is made. I didn't see any sparklies. I still can't believe Travis and his feral spawn attacked your dear bride-to-be like that. I'm just glad we got there before any real harm could be done, my lord. Look at your profile, Eridor Ballantine. He looks friendly, amicable, bit of a red nose. An experienced soldier and commander of Wolffort's forces, he has served Simon alongside Benedict since the Saltiron War, and continues to do whatever he can as a loyal retainer to House Wolffort. Our tanky guy. The most esteemed personages from each nation will be attending the ceremony, I hear. A veritable melting pot of politics as the saltmonger. Such an opportunity to meet and speak with your peers must not be wasted, my lord. So I'm assuming everything's at a stage of technology where, of course, salt is a ridiculously good mineral. And the fact that it's used for, like, preservation of food, etc. So... not just salt as we think of salt now. Way more important. Maybe there's other reasons as well that it's super important. We'll find out. Maybe salt does something more interesting in this world. Preservation of others? No, I'm salty. I don't need salt to sustain me. I prefer to stay away from the salt. Every streamer would. Every YouTuber. Every player. There's been nothing amiss, my lord. Another quiet day. Looks like we checked out town, and I did check out this building, didn't I? It says not seeing a sparkle abound. It looks like we're done with town. I didn't miss anyone that I saw. Town isn't even that massive to really check out, to be fair, so you can get around it pretty fast. But there does seem to be choices that will affect things later on, maybe. Banquet will begin soon. Lord Dragan and I had best not arrive late. At the banquet...
I thank you for your hospitality today, Lord Serenoa.
Think nothing of it. Did you enjoy the city, Lord Dragan?
Quite. Its people are full of life and love for their lord. That says all I need to know about House Wolffort.
You honor us with your words.
I am only being frank. Frederica is the sister of the Archduke, after all, and my cousin besides. I would not see her marry into an unworthy house. Suffice to say, my expectations were exceeded.
I have heard much of your ingenious contributions to the mining efforts. I sense prosperous days are ahead of us.
As do I. Finally, our nations enter into an age unfettered by war. With Aesfrost's iron, Hyzante's salt, and Glenbrook's mediation, there is no limit to what we can achieve. We must regard each other as equals, and forge mutually beneficial relationships.
I sense skepticism in your words, Lord Dragan. Do you mean to imply our relations are not already mutually beneficial?
I need not imply anything. The salt tax you claim makes my case more than clear.
Bold words from one so young. Is that how peers speak to one another?
Perhaps the young ones, yes. What do you think, Lord Serenoa?
Dissatisfaction with the salt tax was one cause of the war, was it not?
Salt is a divine boon, a gift from the goddess to her true believers. This is the foundation of the teachings that guide us in Hyzante. By allying with Aesfrost, do you mean to gainsay our most fundamental beliefs?
Of course not, Minister. We understand that the source is Norzelia's sole supply of salt. And we would not deny that it is the Holy State's right to harvest and tax it as you see fit.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Though it strikes me that your words are measured.
You needn't be so non-committal, Lord Serenoa. It is only reasonable that the three of us have differing opinions on the matter. However, that is all the more reason for us to be open to frank discussion.
Honored guests, pray forgive my son. We of House Wolffort are but simple warriors. I'm afraid matters of finance and politics do not come to us naturally. This, however, I can say. We will fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be. Of course, we do not enjoy conflict. Still, we will not hesitate to defend our land and our people should the need arise. No matter how mighty the threat, we will fight for home and kingdom.
Yes, Lord Simone. Of that we are keenly aware.
I apologize if I spoke out of turn. But the fact remains that as every winter passes, the tension between our nations grows, and salt is the cause. The common folk have all but forgotten its taste. I simply want to ease their suffering.
The ministry I oversee is committed to the preservation of life. I personally believe that salt should not be a luxury reserved for the privileged few. All those who live require it, not just those lucky enough to be born within the borders of our holy state.
You agree with me then?
How I feel matters little. In Hyzante, the word of the goddess, as conveyed to us from the lips of the Hierophant, is absolute. But perhaps this joint mining venture of yours may lead to the change you seek.
Indeed, we must set our gazes to the future. All of us. I expect you will be the ones to usher us into a new era.
Yes, Father.
I mean, it's not just salt. It's holy salt. Or it is literally the icon of a religion by the look of it. A divine gift. Not just salt. Meanwhile, back over at Whiteholm Castle, children of the crown speak of their father, King Regner. Considering we know that side quests may disappear at any times, or side stories is what I would actually say, because that's what it says at the top, we should check that out ASAP. Learn more of the world. The scene is still being set.
Father spoke not a single word to me today. Before long, I fear I might forget the sound of his voice.
Please, sister, you weep and wail like a common girl. Show some composure. Father has a kingdom to rule, a kingdom engaged in a historic endeavor. He has more important duties than to pamper a spoiled child.
Yes, of course, brother.
You speak as if Father's duties include anything more than licking the boots of these dignitaries. It is inconceivable he cannot spare the time to break bread with his daughter.
You speak out of insolence and ignorance, Roland.
I speak only the truth. He leaves all the cumbersome tasks to the Wolfforts and Minister Patriot.
A king's word is to be obeyed.
And what of his subjects? Do they exist simply to bring him glory? To take the blame for his failures?
They are to serve as he sees fit.
The hell they are.
Believe as you wish. Speaking of his subjects, it appears lordship of House Wolffort will be passed down to young Serenoa.
What?
How fortunate for you to have a friend in the new lord. Best not take loyalty for granted, however. House Wolffort is obedient enough for now, but that can change as quickly as the wind. Use them well when you can, but be ready to bring down your fist if they dare to rise above their station.
Don't speak of them like lapdogs. They're not servants, they're my friends.
Do you really think to lead with such a soft heart? You are not fit to wear the royal signet.
Oh, stop this fighting at once. You frighten me.
Enough of this.
Where are you going, brother?
To train with Sir Maxwell. I would clear my head. There is a tourney on the morrow, after all.
Brother...
I yield.
Your spear wavers, my prince. Something weighs on your mind.
You've always been able to see through me.
It's no great feat. Your heart lies ever on your sleeve.
Do I hear disapproval in your voice?
Not exactly, my prince. It can be a weakness, yes, but it can also be your strength. After all, sometimes a direct strike is most effective at piercing a formidable defense.
I will take those words to heart, Sir Maxwell. Thank you for today.
The pleasure was mine. I expect a good fight from you tomorrow. In the final match, no doubt.
I take the field with House Wolffort. Together, I have no doubt we can emerge triumphant.
Ah, that would explain your improvement. Young Serenoa is a worthy training partner. Even so, I have no doubt you've held your own against him. Tomorrow you shall show the realm what I already know. That you are a warrior worthy of your family's legacy.
Sir Maxwell, Sometimes I wish I wasn't a prince. Sometimes I wish I'd been born your son instead.
Surely you jest, Your Highness. Your father is a great king, and an even greater man. It is an honor to serve him as I do.
Apologies. I forget myself. I must have taken quite a blow. Anyhow, I suppose I should rest till the morrow. Be well, Sir Maxwell.
It cannot be easy being the youngest prince. To have others expect nothing from you, yet still shake their heads in disapproval. But you can rise above this, my prince. Seize your chance and lay everyone's doubts to rest once and for all.
Don't know if supportive or randomly malevolent. By the way, when asked the question of it's like the balance of everything being a bit off. I mean, it was called the Salt Iron War, not the Salt Iron Mediation War, was it? If you're looking at the one with the least like thing, it's like Glenbrook, export, diplomacy. Seems a bit less than salt that's needed to survive and iron that's needed to like fight and stuff. You know? Export, diplomacy. Yeah, it's diplomacy. How much money do they make on diplomacy? I'm wondering if there's more to Glenbrook that hasn't yet been told. Right, the banquet ends without incident. And everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Dragon, however, has something on his mind, does he know?